around 1 minute 30 seconds for each question, and you can't see the questions beforehand, so a question will be displayed on screen. You have 1 minute 30 seconds to answer it.
There was one question that read the following given code. I read the whole code and then I read the options. It was saying, like, question was asking what is this code doing.
Options that I also remember we had code-based questions like the code was given and we had to tell what would be the output or if there's any error in the program.
The marking scheme is like the speed matters, time matters, and how correctly you answer.
There were about 170 students selected out of 17,000 participants. So
the students are just in the second year and they do not have much knowledge about DSA.
And since they only select top 20 students.
Hello everyone, I am Priyanka Lora, upcoming SWE intern at Microsoft, and today with us we have Mounica Sruthi K. She'll be sharing her experience as a finalist at Flipkart Runway. She has also been GHC scholar and she's pursuing BTech MTech dual degree from IIIT Gwalior. And Mounica, the platform is all yours. I'm so grateful to have you today and would love to hear more about you from you.
So hi everyone, thank you so much Priyanka for having me here to share about my Flipkart Runway experience. As she already mentioned, I was a finalist last year in the Runway program, and I am also an upcoming SDE intern at Amazon for the summer of 2024. Apart from that, as she already mentioned, I was a Grace Hopper scholar for the year of 2023, and I was also the recipient of Harvard B Code scholarship in the year 2022. Apart from this, I was also one of the 20 students selected for the ETH Women Fellowship, which is a fellowship for women aimed at helping them transition from Web 2 to Web 3. So, yeah.
An endless list of achievements and an upcoming SG intern at Amazon. So wonderful to hear about it. But today we are going to focus on Flipkart Runway. So my very first question to you, Mounica, that who is eligible for Flipkart Runway, which year students, and is it just female or males can also participate? Like, what is the eligibility criteria, any CGPA criteria or anything else?
Right. Okay. So this program is only for women in engineering programs. So this is for second year students in their undergraduate or third year if they're pursuing a dual degree program. So basically 2026 graduates are eligible for this year's program. And there is no CGPA criteria or anything as such. But one important thing is that your college should allow you to pursue an internship in the period of May to July in 2024.
Okay, all right. So no CGPA criteria and no backlogs criteria as well?
Nothing of that sort.
Okay, great. So every woman who would be graduating in 2026 and an engineering student are eligible to participate?
Yes.
Okay. So moving further, how many rounds are there and what basically is every round? Like, is there any resume shortlisting round or any online assessment, number of interviews? We would like to hear everything about what is being asked in all the rounds.
Okay, sure. So I'll just go step by step, round wise. First, we have the online quiz round, which is an MCQ round that happens on the Unstop platform itself. If you've given any other MCQ based round on Unstop, then it's very similar to that. I can just briefly go through about the Flipkart Runway online challenge in particular. So as much as I remember, we had about 20 questions that were asked to be solved in 30 minutes. And this was a question-based timer. So basically, you had around 1 minute 30 seconds for each question. And you can't see the questions beforehand. So a question will be displayed on screen. You have 1 minute 30 seconds to answer it. And if you don't answer on time, then it will be skipped and you move to the next question. And these questions are basically focused on core CS subjects like DBMS, OOPS, CN, and OS. Apart from that, I also remember we had code-based questions like the code was given and we had to tell what would be the output or if there's any error in the program and questions like that. And there was also one Flipkart-based question. So for this, the Flipkart-based question was pretty general, like something like what is the biggest sale of Flipkart called and stuff like that. So this was the first round, and there were about 170 students selected out of 17,000 participants. So you can see that this is the main round for the elimination. Then the next round is a SOP round. So basically, in Flipkart Runway, they do not ask you for your resumes or anything of that sort. So this SOP is the statement of purpose, and it sort of acts as your resume in a way. So they give you the template and what you need to write the essay about, and they give you the word limit and everything. So this is basically for them to get to know more about you, so you can answer all about yourself, your perspective, and like if you have any achievements, you can mention that, your experiences, projects, and all of that and that. And as far as I know, there's no elimination in this round. This is just for them to like get to know more about you. Then you have 2 rounds of interviews. If you're shortlisted from the online challenge, then you're eligible to participate in the first round of interview. And both the interviews are eliminatory in nature. So if you qualify in round 1, then you get the interview link for round 2. And both of these interview rounds are 1 hour each, and they only have DSE based questions that are asked. In mine, there were two DSE based questions that were asked in both the rounds, and you have no other questions, like you have no core CS based questions or anything asked. Regarding projects and stuff, it's entirely dependent on the interviewer itself. And finally, after round 2, you can either get a direct internship opportunity. So in this year's Flipkart Runway, you could be getting an internship for the summer of 2024. If not, you can also get a PPI opportunity, which is a direct interview opportunity for the next summer or the next winter internship. Or you could get rejected after the second round. So yeah, this is the process.
All right. Like you mentioned, that first round is MCQ round, and you get just 1 minute and 30 seconds to solve the questions, and you get lengthy codes for which you need to tell the output as well. And sometimes it is like that you need to identify the errors. So how should students train themselves to answer these questions as quickly as possible? Because as far as I know, that the marking scheme is like the speed matters, time matters, and how correctly you answer the questions.
Definitely. Like the speed and time definitely matters, and you also have to answer it accurately and as fast as you can. So it is hard, but so what you can do is like just revise your concepts of your core CS based questions, and apart from that, you can also go through a few MCQs from GFG and Sand Foundry as well. And for the code based questions, like I remember initially what mistake I made was I was trying to go through the entire code line by line from the beginning. But then I realized that you should see the options first and see what is the final question that they're asking, and see where, like, there's only certain part of a code that's actually most important. Like sometimes it's just a cout statement, or like the main function of the code that's important. So first try to understand that, see the options that are there, and then like go backwards and do not try to read like the entire code line by line. So that saves time. So yeah. And like when you go through a few MCQ questions, then you also get an idea. So yeah.
Yeah, I also remember one incident. Like there was one question that read the following given code. I read the whole code and then I read the options. It was saying, like, question was asking, what is this code doing? Options were like, is it performing Dijkstra algorithm? Is it is it Prim's algorithm, or is it like there were 3-4 algorithms for graph, and I was like, why did I read the whole code? I could have answered just by looking at the options and then just add the code. Like, is it BFS or DFS? What is it going? I could have answered it very quickly.
Exactly. Like if you see the options, you know where to focus on. So yeah.
So this is how we learn. Gradually we learn by our own mistakes, but these things would help others. Like if we are telling here, there would be people who would not commit this mistake again.
For sure. Like I wish I had someone telling me, like, because initially I had also like I had the habit of reading it line by line. So yeah, for sure.
Okay. So you qualified the initial round, that was MCQ round. You qualified the SOP round, and you qualified the first interview and second interview as well.
Right, yes.
Okay. So you were Flipkart Runway finalist, as far as I remember. So how has been your experience as Flipkart Runway finalist, and like what has been your learnings? Like, what shaped your personality? What changes did you get in yourself after being a Flipkart Runway finalist?
So like this, firstly, like Flipkart Runway in itself, like this whole program is at a very early stage of like, it's way prior to all the actual interviews that happen. So it has been a great learning experience for me in general. It was one of the first interviews that I'd given in my college journey. Um, and like all of the interviews, like I'd gone until the very end. So we had like I'd answered both the questions that were asked to me in round one and round two as well. And apart from that, there were also like a few additional questions that the interviews asked me about the code that I'd written, or like the complexities and just the approach and the data structures in general. So I guess like the major learning that I had through this interview experience is that confidence also matters a lot. More than the knowledge or like whatever you're solving. I guess so. The questions that were asked to me were questions that I had seen for the first time in the interview. So I guess when I was speaking, I was not very confident in my approach, although I was going in the right direction. I wasn't sure. So maybe I came off as a little underconfident, and since they only select top 20 students, so it's important that you also are confident and not just like going in the right direction. So I guess this is my main learning experience.
Okay. So, this was a great piece of advice for everyone who's listening here, and I'm sure that you all will definitely make it out. Okay. So, as you mentioned about interview rounds, since the students are just in the second year and they do not have much knowledge about DSA, because in the first
Right.
year they have been chilling and like exploring all the college stuff, societies and all, and in second year that they realize that we should start learning DSA, and they are in this new by phase. So what topics they should cover at priority, and what questions they should practice, because they cannot practice the whole DSA in a few days.
Makes sense, makes sense. Like first thing is I would suggest, if you haven't already started DSA, then just start it ASAP because you don't know when your interview is scheduled. So one thing about Flipkart is that like the gap between when they inform you about your interview and your actual interview is very less. Like for me, I guess my interview was on Tuesday and they informed me about my interview on Monday evening. So I almost had no time between the interview and like the notice. So I guess like just always be prepared for your interview. It can happen on any day. And if you're beginning, so I guess like whatever you're solving, like just be very confident with your basics. Like just get your basics clear. Even the interviewers know that you're in your second year, so they won't expect a lot from you, and they're not going to ask very hard questions. So if you're just starting out, don't panic or like go to the very hard data structures. Start with arrays, stacks, queues, go on in the same order. Like at least start with the easy ones and be confident in that. So even if you haven't covered all the concepts, if they're asking you questions on something that you've done before, then at least you'll be able to do that very well. And even if they're asking questions on like graphs, TPs, and all of that, I'm pretty sure they'll ask very basic, standard questions and not go into like very into the depth of it. So get your concepts clear so that, and I'm pretty sure like, if you're in your second year, you might not be able to cover all kinds of problems. So it can happen that you're seeing the question for the first time in your interview. But if you have your concepts clear, then you should be able to give an approach, and they'll be very friendly. Like the interviews are very nice. They'll guide you if you're going in the right direction or not, and then they'll help you in the interview. So yeah.
So one more question, and this question is very close to my heart. Like, I try to ask this question from everyone, like how to cope up from failure or rejection.
Oh my god. Oh my god, yeah, same. This question is very close to my heart too. Like, in fact, because both my, like, especially in Flipkart Runway, both my interviews, like, I had answered everything the interviewers had asked. So when I got the results that I did not get a direct internship, but like I got a PPI. It was still good, but at that point I could not accept it, and then I was shattered because it's like, what did I do wrong? Later on, I realized it could be my confidence, but and I guess when I got my results, I also had exams going on, and I could not concentrate on the paper at all that was going in my mind is like, oh my god, I did not get in, what is the use of all my hard work? And then, I was just going into this whole spiral of like, there's no point of studying and blah blah blah. But I think all your failures are honestly like a great learning experience, and I feel like everyone is going to fail at some or the other point in your life, and the earlier it is, the better. And you're always going to have something or the other to learn from your experience. So I think you should try to accept it and look at it from a positive perspective. See that what is it that you can learn from it, rather than complain about it or cry about it. And if you look at it from this perspective, it can actually help you gain more opportunities, like perform well in the next coming opportunities. And because you're in an engineering field, you are going to have a lot of opportunities coming further. So don't lose hope. Just keep trying, and I'm pretty sure you will get something or the other.
I am just speechless. Like, I was completely mesmerized by your answer. And one more question off the topic. How has been your journey from this failure to Amazon?
Uh, so um, I guess right after, like, I had my Flipkart interviews around April-ish, and after that, like, soon after that, like, I guess we had a summer break, and then we had the interviews for the next summer internships. So I had my Amazon internship around the beginning of August, and this was the first or second interview after. So after Flipkart, we had D-Shaw come on campus for us, and even in D-Shaw, I went until the last round and I got rejected again. So yeah, like it was another failure, but then. But all of these failures like actually helped me, and like during the time between Flipkart and Amazon, I realized that I need to work more on like perfecting my skills. And I also realized like this was an opportunity for the Amazon is like the current internship opportunities are like going to be a level harder than the Flipkart one, because this is like your pre-final year opportunities. So I realized that I need to work on my skills in both confidence wise as well as DSA and core and everything. I was doing DSA as well as dev side by side, trying to participate in hackathons, like just being active in the and just continuously coding and like trying to do something or the other. And yeah, I was just giving interviews, and luckily I got selected for the Amazon internship.
At the end, the hard work pays off.
True, yeah, for sure.
God definitely has better plans for us.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. So, any tips that you want to give to your juniors that these mistakes you should not repeat and these areas you should focus on in your college life?
For sure. Like, firstly, I would say always apply to programs and internships or any openings that you find. Do not self reject yourself saying that you're not good enough. That's the interviewer's decision to make. uh yeah, like I guess like a lot of women actually, like especially like I've seen that a lot of people self reject themselves saying that they're not qualified enough to be selected, but you never know what can happen. So, and always like don't get disappointed or disheartened if you're not going to get selected in any program. It happens a lot of times. You might not understand what you did wrong, but yeah, like you said, God always has better plans for you. Keep refining your skills, keep practicing DSA, do coding there, whatever you're interested in. There's so many domains that you can explore. Just keep learning, keep growing, and I'm pretty sure like you're going to find good opportunities and you're going to get selected and you're going to have a good future. So yeah.
Yes, exactly. Thank you so much, Monica, for joining me today. And I got to learn a lot from you because I did not qualify myself as well. So I got to learn where did I make mistakes, and I am sure that juniors will also get to learn a lot. And hoping that they'll also qualify, we'll get a lot of success stories because as far as I remember, one girl messaged me that the I qualified V program through your guidance. I mentioned her that it is not mine, it is because of people who helped me, like Monica helped me with Flipkart Runway. And thank you so much for joining me. I was truly grateful to have you today.
Thank you so much. And honestly, like, you're doing great work. Like, yes, it's very hard for people to find resources all in one place. Like, there's so many programs that are coming up, and a lot of juniors do not have guidance, like, do not know about what these programs are about, or like the best way to prepare, mistakes to avoid, and so on. So I guess like people talking about their experiences will give them a head start in how to approach these programs and do their best. So yeah, you're doing great work here, and I'm so glad that I can help you in do that.
Thank you so much, Monica. And to everyone who wants to connect to Monica, I'll be mentioning her LinkedIn in the description box, and you can go connect with her and ask your questions directly with her. I hope, I hope she'll reply. If you do not,
I will. I
do
will.
not flood her DMs. Okay. Bye, Monica, and signing off. Bye. We'll meet in our next video. Thank you.